Kumarpur, a small village nestled in the heart of West Bengal, was known for its lush greenery. The village, surrounded by dense forests and meandering rivers, seemed like a place frozen in time. The vibrant green fields stretched as far as the eye could see, painting a picture of serenity and peace, and ancient tales. The monsoon had arrived, draping the village in sheets of relentless rain. The downpour was both a blessing and a curse, nourishing the land but also bringing with it an air of mystery and unease. The rhythmic sound of raindrops created a symphony that echoed through the narrow lanes and open fields. The air hung heavy with moisture, carrying whispers of forgotten stories and age-old fears. The mist that enveloped the village seemed almost alive, swirling and shifting as if it had a mind of its own. It was in this dense atmosphere that the villagers felt the presence of their ancestors, their spirits lingering in the fog. It was a time when shadows danced more vividly and every gust of wind seemed to carry a spectral voice. The trees with their gnarled branches swayed and creaked, adding to the eerie ambiance. The villagers often spoke of seeing figures in the shadows, fleeting glimpses of what they believed were spirits watching over them. The villagers, huddled in their homes, shared stories passed down through generations. These gatherings were a cherished tradition, a way to keep their history and culture alive. The flickering light of oil lamps cast long shadows on the walls as elders recounted tales of old. Tales of bravery, love, and betrayal, but none as chilling as the haunting of the house on the hill. This particular story was always told in hushed tones, the fear palpable in the room. The house, abandoned for decades, was said to be cursed, a place where no one dared to venture after dark. They called it the witch's den. The legend spoke of a woman who lived there long ago, accused of witchcraft and ostracized by the villagers. Her spirit, they believed, still roamed the halls, seeking vengeance on those who wronged her. The mere mention of the witch's den sent shivers down the spines of even the bravest souls in Kumarpur. The house stood on the outskirts of the village, isolated and shrouded in an eerie silence. Its once bright walls were now weathered and cracked, consumed by creeping vines. The windows, like empty eyes, stared out blankly, reflecting the stormy sky. Locals whispered of strange occurrences. Unexplained noises emanated from within, and flickering lights hinted at unseen occupants. No one dared to approach, fearing the wrath of the spirit that resided within, the spirit of Shanti Devi. Shanti Devi had been an enigma. A woman of remarkable knowledge, she possessed an uncanny ability to heal the sick and mend broken bones. Villagers from miles around would seek her help, their faith unwavering. But her knowledge of herbs and ancient remedies was often mistaken for sorcery. Whispers of her being a witch began to surface, fueled by fear and ignorance. Those who envied her power spread rumors, poisoning the minds of the gullible. One fateful night, a child fell gravely ill. The air was thick with tension as the parents watched over their beloved child, their hearts heavy with worry. The room was dimly lit, casting long shadows that seemed to dance with the flickering candlelight. Every cough, every labored breath from the child sent waves of fear through the parents, who felt utterly helpless. Shanti Devi, the village's trusted healer, was summoned in desperation. She brought with her an array of traditional remedies, each one a testament to her years of knowledge and experience. The room was filled with the scent of herbs and the soft murmurs of prayers. Despite her best efforts, Shanti Devi's remedies seemed to fail, and the child succumbed to his illness. The parents' cries of anguish echoed through the night, a heart-wrenching sound that pierced the silence. Grief-stricken and fueled by the venomous rumors that spread like wildfire, the villagers turned on Shanti Devi. Whispers of witchcraft and dark magic filled the air, poisoning the minds of the once trusting community. The villagers, their faces twisted with anger and fear, gathered torches and marched toward Shanti Devi's humble hut. They accused her of witchcraft, blaming her for the child's death. The crowd's accusations were sharp and relentless, each word a dagger aimed at Shanti Devi's heart. She tried to defend herself, her voice trembling with fear and sorrow, but her pleas fell on deaf ears. The villagers, blinded by their grief and rage, refused to listen. Blinded by rage and fear, they dragged her to the outskirts of the village. The forest, usually a place of peace and solitude, became the stage for a horrific act of violence. The mob, their faces illuminated by the flickering torchlight, showed no mercy. They lynched her, their actions driven by a toxic mix of fear, anger, and superstition. As she breathed her last, Shanti Devi cursed the villagers, vowing her spirit would forever haunt the village. Her final words, filled with pain and bitterness, echoed through the night. The villagers, now realizing the gravity of their actions, felt a chill run down their spines. From that night on, the village was never the same. Shanti Devi's spirit became a constant reminder of their injustice, a ghostly presence that haunted their dreams and their waking hours. Years later, the story of Shanti Devi had become a local legend. A group of college students, intrigued by the tale, decided to explore the abandoned house. They were a motley crew, each with their own reasons for accepting the dare. There was Rohan, the skeptical one, Priya, the adventurous soul, and Amit, the timid one, always looking over his shoulder. Little did they know that their curiosity would lead them face to face with the vengeful spirit of Shanti Devi. As they stepped inside the house, a musty odor filled their nostrils. The air grew heavy, making it difficult to breathe. The once grand house was now a decaying shell, cobwebs clinging to every corner. Strange symbols etched into the walls seemed to pulsate with an eerie energy. Whispers followed their every move, sending shivers down their spines. They felt a presence, unseen but palpable, watching their every move. Fear, cold and clammy, tightened its grip on their hearts. Suddenly the air grew frigid. A gust of wind slammed the door shut, plunging them into darkness. Panic surged through the group as they fumbled for their flashlights. And then they saw her. The spectral figure of Shanti Devi hovered before them, her eyes burning with a cold fire. The students froze, their blood turning to ice. She spoke, her voice a chilling whisper, echoing their guilt and fear. News of the students' encounter spread through the village like wildfire. The villagers were terrified. The elders, their faces etched with a lifetime of fear and regret, decided to act. They gathered outside the haunted house, their faces illuminated by the flickering flames of a sacred fire. Chanting ancient verses, they performed a ritual, hoping to appease Shanti Devi's tormented soul. The ritual brought a semblance of peace to the village. The villagers, dressed in their traditional attire, gathered around the bonfire, chanting ancient hymns and performing sacred dances. The flames flickered, casting long shadows that danced along with them, as if the spirits themselves were joining in the ritual. The air was thick with the scent of burning herbs, meant to cleanse the village of its lingering dread. The eerie occurrences subsided, but the fear remained. The dense fog that often enveloped the forest seemed to hold whispers of the past, and the empty village at dusk felt haunted by memories of terror. The spooky forest path, once a place of daily travel, now seemed like a corridor to another world, a world where the unknown lurked in every shadow. The house on the hill stood as a constant reminder of their past sins and the price of their ignorance. Its dilapidated structure, shrouded in mist, loomed over the village like a silent sentinel. The villagers avoided it, fearing the spirits that were said to dwell within its crumbling walls. It was a place where the past and present seemed to collide, a monument to the consequences of their actions. The villagers learned a valuable lesson that day. They realized that fear, when left unchecked, could lead to devastating consequences. Their serious discussions and somber expressions reflected a newfound understanding. They spoke in hushed tones, sharing their thoughts and fears, and vowing never to let such a tragedy befall their village again. A lesson about the dangers of fear and the destructive power of unfounded accusations. The frightened villagers, once quick to point fingers and cast blame, now understood the weight of their actions. Their arguments and fearful expressions were replaced with a determination to seek the truth and to protect one another from the shadows of doubt and suspicion. The haunting of Kumarpur became a story whispered from one generation to the next, a tale told around the fire on cold, dark nights. Elders spoke to children, passing down the lessons they had learned, ensuring that the memory of Shanti Devi and the events that transpired would never be forgotten. The villagers gathered in a circle, united by their shared history and the promise to honor the past. A chilling reminder of the day Shanti Devi's spirit rose from the ashes of injustice. Her ethereal figure, often seen in the misty forest, served as a haunting symbol of the consequences of fear and ignorance. The villagers knew that her spirit would remain, a guardian of the truth, ensuring that the lessons of the past would never be lost to time.